Hello, YouTube. It's Bill the Burger Eater. I just wanted to make a video about how I feel about the elections as a California resident for all but 4 years of my life. I just couldn't do it. And I don't think it's good that he got elected. I don't think it would be good if Mittens got elected. I have no dog in the fight. I voted for Gary Johnson. And I saw the results. I was really more interested in the proposition numbers. And my initial reaction to the election was I was really upset that Obama won. I wouldn't have been any less upset if Romney had won. It was just the fact that it was happening, and I went out with a couple of close friends of mine who we talk regularly about politics and stuff, and we just watched the zombies, general population just get drunk and just cheering about Obama, how great he was, and oh my God, and just all those people watching his weird speech where he talks about we're not individuals, we're all part of something greater, and I guess that's his agenda, whatever that something may be. But I guess we're all part of it now, because a third of the population actually voted for him. He got just above 60 million votes, right? According to NET, who knows if they really counted the votes. We live in California. It was about 2 hours later. I don't know if they count the mail-ins or the absentees first, or it's just so shady, the process. So who knows what the people who actually went to the polling place, if their vote even gets counted by somebody or even something legitimately. But I was upset. It just breaks my heart to see what's happening to America. And so that was my initial reaction. And then I got angry, and I was really angry about Prop 37, the GMO labeling, because that was really, I figured, nobody can change the world, everybody can just do a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to email everybody I know, and I'm going to put together an awesome email. I'm going to put all the studies, I'm going to address all the arguments of the no on 37, Monsanto, Satan-inspired opposition to that proposition. And I'm going to address all the arguments, and I did. I showed the French study, I had the pictures of the rats, I put links to that, for their argument that GMO is not actually harmful, and all these crap studies, and then the second argument that it'll raise your food prices by $400. Anybody who believes this just doesn't have any common sense, or is just a total sheep and just totally influenced by ads. There were ads everywhere. I don't even watch TV, but I walked in to my roommate's room, and she watches TV. It was on for, I swear, 15 minutes, and I saw no on 37 ad. What are the odds? And it was during prime time too. And so you have all this propaganda. So anyway, the point is, I sent out this really good email to like 50 people. Over the next 2 days. I sent it the night before the election, or the day before the election. Over the next day or two, people were complimenting me about, thank you for doing that, some people, and other people were, this is very well written, you're a good writer, and, a lot of, people read it, basically, is the impression I got, and I sent it to a lot of people who otherwise probably wouldn't have known about it, it. And some people who would have, and probably were already set to vote yes for it. But, you know, in the email, I encouraged everybody to forward that to their email lists. Because this is really important. It's food. It's what goes into our bodies. My God. I mean, think of all the kids who are now dying of cancer and diabetes just for not knowing simple stuff about aspartame and stuff like that. And it's just horrible. And it all works on deception and fraud. And, you know, the FDA is a fraud, and they're not doing their supposed goal of protecting the consumer and stuff. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, the fact that this is a proposition, this should already be required by law. But I guess if Monsanto writes the law, then, you know, it's not going to be required. I mean, China and Russia, for God's sakes, require GMO labeling. And, you know, of course the prop failed. And who knows if the voting results are legitimate. But now you got a lot of people, and this is how my thoughts have changed over the past few days. Now you got a lot of people saying, hey, well, a lot of people didn't vote. And that is a good sign in itself, because it just shows that people are losing confidence in the system. And the more and more I think, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should have just not voted. Because it's horrible, it was filled with disappointment. But then still, on the other hand, there's this third idea that popped into my head, that the state of Colorado and the state of Washington passed a bill that was on the ballot to completely legalize marijuana for recreational use and other use, you know, medical use, what have you. The point is, it's legalized for recreational use. And I was watching this video by Adam Kokesh. Adam Kokesh made a really good point, and he said, you know, the establishment has all these wars. You know, they killed 1 million innocent Iraqis. They killed thousands of American troops, British troops, whatever, NATO troops. It's all death. It's death on all sides. Everybody loses, except the globalists, except the Illuminati. You know, these are the people who are profiting. These people who get their power, or they think they get their power, or whatever. I don't know if they actually do or not, from these massive blood sacrifice rituals, which most people call war. You know, these are the winners, and everybody else is the losers. Our gas prices go up, our taxes go up, we pay for it with our blood, with our family members, with our morale, you know, and with our feelings of helplessness. I mean, they're going to do all that. They're going to do all these horrible things. You think they're going to let you really choose? You know, and he brought up a good point, and then I thought to the counter of that, well, what about the legalization for recreational purposes in Colorado and Washington? And my initial reaction to hearing about that was, well, we'll see, because I'm from California. We kind of legalized it. I had a chance to talk with Andre Biatre. I did not talk with him, but ask him a question. And if you don't know who Andre Biatre is, he's an Obama appointee. He's from the Attorney General, from the Office of the Attorney General for the Central District of California. And he was appointed by Obama, and he came to my last law school and he talked about how he met Obama when Obama appointed him, and how great Obama is, and stars in his eyes because Obama had him flown over to meet with him for 5 minutes while he talked with him and a bunch of other people to say, and how Obama told him, no matter what, even though I'm appointing to you, you work for the people, you don't work for me. all this bullshit. And I asked him, hey, listen, you're from and you say you work for the people and stuff. And I said it very nicely, you know, there were my professors around and stuff. I couldn't have been total dick, but I asked a hard question, you know, I asked a serious question. I said, listen, you got marijuana, the people voted, we said it should be around. You have all these pharmaceutical companies that have tried over and over and over again to patent THC and patent the different components of marijuana, so if anybody uses it, they can say there's patent infringement, which is just amazingly ridiculous. But beyond that, it's like why? I just said, where do you see them going forward? Where do you see the Department of Justice going forward, which you work for, on this issue? And you know, he said, you know, his body language completely changed, his demeanor completely changed, and you know, he got real defensive, and he was like, "You're not gonna like my answer." And his response was very loyally, like just the scumbag attorney he probably is, and he says, well, the law says that they're not allowed to make money if they sell marijuana, and they're making a lot of money. Okay, so it's okay because they're making a lot of money to shut them down? That's really your argument? So the law is written that they can't make. I mean, I don't understand how you provide a service without that money incentive. What's the point of doing it? Unless you're government. How does a private sector provide business without covering its costs? It has costs. It's going to necessarily have costs. To rent a building, it's very expensive to rent those. It's very expensive to run a business. If anybody out there runs a business, and it's the type of business where you need employees and you need a location, it's extremely expensive, especially in Los Angeles. And you know, I've seen videos and heard testimonials from employees who have had these raids, have had guns pointed at them. You know, people's dogs have been shot. That was Organica in Culver City that I'm referring to. Very well documented incident. Cameras were just hit off the wall, and the DEA agents out of their jurisdiction are saying, that's for your safety, and our safety. It's like, how's that for the employee's safety who has a gun pointed at him by this guy in a black uniform who broke into the building under the color of law and shut him down and shot his dog? So I mean, it's just ridiculous that this guy can sit there with well, it wasn't even a straight face. He got real scared. He was like, oh, everybody's supposed to ask me stupid questions like, what was your favorite class, while I'm here, and worship me and smile at me and thank me for coming here. Why is this guy asking me about pot shops? I mean, I said he could ask me about Anyway, I don't like that guy. I think he's a zombie in a different form. He's like an advanced lawyer zombie. But yeah, so I thought, well, what's the Fed's reaction gonna be to those two states legalizing it? Are they just, because that was my counter to Adam's thought was, you know, oh, he's saying voting doesn't make a difference, and I went into the election being more interested in the propositions than whether Obama was going to win. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, really. So, and those propositions passed. It's really hard to believe that California is such a left-wing type state. Really doesn't care about the food that they're eating. I mean, who knows? Who knows? So, who knows if that's really what people of California voted for? I pray that it's. I mean, it almost would be better at this point if it was voter fraud, because, you know, A, it would confirm voter fraud, and B, I mean, not that there hasn't been well documented voter fraud already. But B, you know, at least I wouldn't be so cynical towards humanity to think, oh my god, you're serious? $45 million, that's all it takes? That's like less than $2 per person here in California. So for $2, it takes $2 to fool the entire population that they don't need to know what's in the food they eat. But anyway, who knows? It's just a confusing mess because of all the fraud. So going forward, we're going to see how the states of Oregon and Colorado and Washington are treated. Whether the feds are going to go and shut them down for legalizing marijuana. I don't see how it can be done, especially if they want to collect the tax money, so it kind of fucks their incentives up. But then again, I mean, they don't care. The country's already bankrupt. We're already over the fiscal cliff. All this talk about fiscal cliff, it's just such a joke. I mean, we're so much in debt. We're more in debt than any other country. The value of the dollar is just constantly declining. It's done. And it's just so funny now. They're talking. There's QE4. I don't know if I've just stopped keeping track because it's just so. It's just such a joke. But anyway, so those are my thoughts about the election. I know it's not coherent or linear, but you know, just trying to make sense out of it all. I will be trying to make these videos more often and connecting with you guys out there in the world, and just please, you know, let me get some input from you guys. You know, let me know if there's any interesting videos that you think should be brought to my attention. Let me know. I'm always amazed because when I comment on videos and ask questions, people will respond and just send me in just a totally different direction and just continue my awakening and my evolution in knowledge. From just those, and I can't believe people even read them. I can't believe people, you know, watch the videos I put in, even if it's just like 30 views, which it is most of the time. It's like crazy because you look at the analytics, it's so advanced. YouTube is just such an amazing forum, and I hope it stays free. But it's just like, it's so advanced that you can see like from what countries people are looking at your videos, and it's just so cool. You reach like 4 or 5 countries, you're like, really? Wow, somebody actually took the time to watch this in Japan or in you know, the UAE or something. It's like, wow, man, that's really cool. I mean, I guess it could all be just masked service, but who knows? Anyway, that's about all the time we have. I'm going to see if I can condense this down into 10 minutes so I can get it on YouTube. But thanks for listening, everyone. Please subscribe. I'll have some more cool stuff coming out in probably the vacation time for me. Which is never really, I'm always working, but probably December I'll have time to make some sort of videos just about the conspiracy world topics that I've touched on. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? Everybody who says they know, they probably don't. Alright guys, later, bye.